If you want to look quietly rich, avoid these 7 colors. What if the colors you wear are subtly sabotaging the rich, refined look you're going for? It's not about the price tag or designer labels. It's the colors you choose that can either elevate your elegance or make you look like you're trying too hard. Today, we're diving into the 7 colors that are a dead giveaway of loud luxury. And trust me, it's not the kind of wealth you want to project. Ready to find out what colors make you look too flashy? Point 1. Bright neon colors. Hot pink, lime green, electric blue. So you've been drawn to those bold neon shades that scream fun and energetic. We've all seen those hot pink, lime green, and electric blue pieces, right? You may love how they look on the hanger or in the store, but let's be real. These colors don't scream quiet wealth. They scream, look at me. And not in a good way. Here's what to wear instead. Muted shades of green, a deep, elegant navy, or a soft berry tone will still grab attention, but in a way that feels understated, not desperate. These colors suggest that you've mastered the art of luxury, effortlessly and subtly. Neon pink is fine for a night out or a casual summer vibe, but in professional settings or when you're trying to show sophistication, it just doesn't fit. And it's not about just making a statement, it's about making the right statement. Neon colors scream for attention, but quietly rich is about making an entrance without needing to shout. It's about style that speaks for itself, not a color that forces you to speak louder than necessary. Think of it this way. You don't see the women who always look incredibly put together parading around in neon colors. Their elegance comes from choices that look polished and expensive without broadcasting it. Subtlety is key here. Bright neon colors just don't give that off. So for your quiet luxury wardrobe, keep those neon hues out of your closet. Stick to colors that make people take notice for the right reasons, and not because you're screaming for it. Point 2. Pure, stark white. You know that crisp, pure white blouse or dress you've been eyeing? It's clean, it's fresh, but here's the thing. Pure, stark white isn't as luxurious as it seems. While it may look sleek on the surface, it has a cold, almost clinical vibe that doesn't evoke the warmth and sophistication you're going for. When it's too bright, it lacks the depth that makes a look feel rich and refined. In fact, it can come off as too sharp and not in the way you want. So what to wear instead? Soft whites, off-whites, or ivory are your best friends. These shades are gentle, elegant, and timeless, perfect for a quietly rich look. They soften the harshness of pure white while still giving you that polished, sophisticated feel. Think of creamy whites, warm beige tones, or a beautiful eggshell hue. Pure white may be a classic for summer, but it can be hard to maintain. And more importantly, it doesn't have the substance or character that makes your style feel rich. Soft whites, on the other hand, reflect a more nuanced elegance. These shades have a depth to them, a quiet radiance that suggests maturity and grace. They're warm without being overpowering, sophisticated without being too pristine. So, the next time you reach for white, think beyond stark white. Opt for those creamy off-white tones that elevate your look in a way that feels natural, effortless, and quietly luxurious. Your wardrobe will thank you. Point 3. Baby pastels. Baby pink, baby blue, mint green. Baby pastels are often the go-to for a soft, feminine look, but here's the issue. They can feel too sweet and juvenile for the quietly rich aesthetic. While baby pink, baby blue, and mint green are undeniably pretty, they lack the sophistication and maturity that comes with a more refined style. These colors can make you look like you're trying to maintain a youthful appearance, but not in a way that communicates quiet elegance. They tend to feel more girlish than grown-up chic. Here's what to wear instead. Opt for deeper, more muted tones. Think dusty rose, soft lavender, or sage green. These colors have a sophistication that baby pastels just can't compete with. They're still soft and feminine, but with a grown-up edge that exudes quiet luxury. Pastels have their time and place. Think Easter or a light, casual brunch. But when you're aiming for a look that feels timeless, these colors aren't the ones to reach for. What you want is a shade that makes you look like you've embraced your confidence, maturity, and elegance without shouting for attention. Soft, muted hues convey that you've outgrown the need for something that looks innocent. You're about self-assurance, not fragility. So, next time you're drawn to that baby pink dress, ask yourself, Is this the vibe I want to project? Try a deeper, more sophisticated shade and see how much more refined and quietly rich your look can become. Point 4. Bright orange or traffic cone yellow. Bright orange and traffic cone yellow, they're bold, they're in your face, and they certainly don't shy away from attention. But if you're going for a quietly rich look, these colors are a no-go. While they may be fun for a day at the beach or a festival, they don't project the kind of sophistication you're aiming for. Instead, they send a message that's a little too loud and too in your face, and that's not the kind of luxury you want to reflect. So, what to wear instead? Look for deep, warm tones like mustard yellow or burnt orange. These hues still carry that pop of color but are much more refined and elegant. Mustard yellow in particular has a richness to it that suggests confidence and maturity, while burnt orange brings warmth and depth, without being too shocking. The bright, neon versions of yellow and orange are just too attention-grabbing and can come across as tacky rather than stylish. They scream for attention, rather than letting your presence do the talking. What you want is to convey a sense of calm and poise. The quiet richness of warm, earthy tones like mustard or burnt orange offers just the right amount of color to stand out subtly without pushing too hard. So ditch the traffic cone yellows and neon oranges and replace them with deeper, more sophisticated versions. They'll still add personality to your wardrobe, but in a way that's polished, elegant, and unmistakably rich. Point 5. Shiny metallics, silver, gold, rose gold as main colors. Metallics like silver, gold, and rose gold, while undeniably eye-catching, often miss the mark when it comes to looking quietly rich. When used as main colors, they can feel over-the-top and flashy, which isn't the vibe you want if you're aiming for sophistication. These shiny shades can sometimes scream, "I have money to spend," but not in the elegant, understated way you might think. Instead of exuding quiet wealth, they can come off as too in your face, creating a look that feels more about display than grace. So, what to wear instead? Stick with subtle metallic accents, but keep your base colors grounded and muted. Think dark charcoals, deep blues, or rich browns. These shades form a sophisticated foundation for your look, allowing metallics to shine in smaller doses, like a pair of gold earrings, a silver watch, or a rose gold handbag, rather than being the focal point of your outfit. Metallics are best when they're used sparingly. A shiny metallic dress or jacket is a bold choice that often crosses the line from elegance into trying too hard. You want your accessories to be the star, not your entire outfit. The quietly rich look is about blending luxe with restraint. It's about choosing pieces that speak softly but still stand out, without yelling. So, leave the shiny metallics for the jewelry, and keep the rest of your wardrobe in deep, timeless colors. You'll elevate your look with effortless sophistication. Point 6. Loud multicolor prints with 5+ colors. Loud, multicolor prints that feature 5 or more colors may seem fun and expressive, but they often come across as chaotic rather than chic. While a splash of color can be beautiful, these types of prints often overwhelm the eye and draw too much attention to the wrong places. Rather than projecting sophistication, they convey a sense of busyness and a lack of focus in your look. Here's what to wear instead. Opt for simpler, more refined patterns like stripes, subtle checks, or delicate florals that use only 2 or 3 colors. These prints have an understated elegance that allows you to stand out without screaming for attention. If you love color, go for a monochromatic look, where shades of one color create depth and visual interest, without the confusion of too many competing hues. The key to quietly rich style is restraint. Loud, multicolor prints make it harder to create a cohesive, polished look, and that's a problem if you're aiming for timeless elegance. Instead of making a statement with bold, clashing colors, make your statement with a wardrobe that speaks to your confidence and maturity. Subtle prints create a sense of calm sophistication, while louder prints risk creating a sense of chaos. So next time you're tempted by those bold, multicolor prints with every color of the rainbow, think about replacing them with prints that feel more refined. It's about looking put together, confident, and effortlessly chic. Point 7. Bright red, fire engine, cherry red. Bright red, whether it's fire engine red or cherry red, has a powerful, undeniable energy. It's a color that demands attention and makes a statement. But here's the problem. It often makes the wrong kind of statement. While it can be fiery and bold, bright red can feel overly aggressive, almost too desperate for attention. It's a color that's linked to high energy and emotion, but not necessarily sophistication. Here's what to wear instead. Opt for deeper, more refined shades like burgundy, oxblood, or even a rich, muted red. These tones have the power and elegance of red without the glaring intensity. They suggest confidence and strength, but in a much more controlled, graceful way. Burgundy, for example, exudes authority and maturity, qualities that quietly rich women embody. Bright red is an attention-grabbing color, but not in the subtle, sophisticated way you're aiming for. It's associated with passion, yes, but also with drama. The quietly rich look is all about quiet confidence and elegance. By switching to a deeper, more muted red, you achieve the same dramatic effect, but with an air of refined restraint. Red might be bold and daring, but a rich, dark red can be just as powerful, without the risk of looking too brash or loud. The quiet luxury you're striving for is all about striking a balance between standing out and blending in just enough to allow your true self to shine through. Bonus point, avoid purple, bright violet, royal purple. Purple has long been associated with royalty, luxury, and wealth. But when it's too bright, think bright violet or royal purple, it can quickly veer into the realm of the theatrical rather than the refined. These bold purples can feel a little too on the nose, like you're trying to broadcast your status, rather than letting it speak for itself. While purple can be stunning, these brighter versions tend to draw attention for all the wrong reasons. Here's what to wear instead. Go for deeper, more muted shades of purple, such as plum, aubergine, or even a soft lavender. These tones have the same regal undertones but are much more grounded and sophisticated. They have depth, richness, and complexity, qualities that are aligned with the quietly rich aesthetic. Bright purple is often associated with power and status, but it can come off as somewhat ostentatious when worn as a main color. It's a statement that says, "Look at me," rather than "I'm quietly confident." The more subtle shades, however, provide that same sense of elegance and luxury without the need for loud proclamation. So, when you reach for purple, think of it as a tool for richness, just not in its loudest form. Opt for those deeper, understated purples, and you'll communicate refinement and sophistication. Not an attempt to impress. Quiet luxury is about knowing how to show up without overdoing it. And in the case of purple, the deeper the better. If you enjoyed this video, please like it to support our growth and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. We've also recommended a video right here on your screen for you to check out next. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.